Greetings to all, my dear friends. Aura, the second skin. This is absolutely true and unquestionable. If we provide a detailed explanation of these aspects and take a more objective approach, you will be able to perceive that each process, including tissue pulsation, intra-tissue respiration, osteopathic techniques, biodynamic principles, rhythmic directions, and the cellular processes we are going to discuss, such as metabolic exchange, are essentially manifestations of specific information. Well, just imagine all of this on a more global scale. Yes, that is, there is a warehouse, there is food, there are processes. Yes, that is, there is something, holy truth. It's all there, just waiting to be discovered and explored in its entirety. There is something somewhere, and there is an exchange of processes happening, an exchange of these substances taking place in that location. So, a large number of cells feed on some resource, some introductory processes between them, exchanges, some highlighting system, somewhere all this also, what the cell highlights, somewhere it goes, somehow it is diverted. So there is, let's say, a circulatory system that supplies nutrients. There is lymphocytes. There are a huge number of processes inside our body, which is called homeostasis in medicine. Seems like nothing's happening. A person's just sitting or standing or lying down. But in reality, he's alive, and inside him the body breathes. There are numerous processes. There is a clear, coordinated mechanism at work where everything is calculated, everything is in its place, everything is clear and specific. Each cell has its own cell, its own value. A specific quantity of nutrients is provided to her. So it's all very serious, complex system, and everything is calculated there. That is, I'm not even talking about the information about these processes in our serious chemical laboratories of our endocrine system, our glands, and so to speak, the heavy, serious work of the nervous system, respiratory system, immune system, and hematopoietic system. So a huge number of different systems work in unison. Even maintaining a temperature of 36.6 is actually a huge, laborious process for the body. This temperature is higher than the surrounding temperature. And in order for this temperature to be maintained constantly at the same level in the body, there are extensive regulatory mechanisms. And then blood pressure, intracranial pressure, it also exerts pressure on the atmospheric column. A large quantity of processes that we observe currently is the entire radiance surrounding an individual. And this glow has two main natures. There is incoming light, that is, information that enters a person and justifies how things should be, how things should move correctly within the human system. And there is outgoing light, that is, the information that is reflected from a person as it is actually performed in real time. That is, there is a master plan, how it should be, and there is what we actually have. Frequently, these are different signatures, although in principle, it should ideally be the same wave. Let's assume that liver cells are a separate state, a separate country. Where liver cells live, they have their own data transmission system, roughly speaking, their own language. Heart cells, and for example, small intestine cells, this is a separate side. Cells, let's say, of the lungs, this is another direction. Cells of the spleen and pancreas, another direction. Kidney cells, another direction. That is, each of these systems is oriented inward towards its own respective tasks. And this internal correct work goes in unison with the whole organism. If there is a violation somewhere, there is distortion somewhere. First of all, this is an informational distortion. That is, a person, if he is really a psychic, if he can really read information from the field structure of another person, and in fact, everyone can do this. Simply convinced us that it is not, and individuals believed. And you try. You take and try to feel another person, and you know you will feel everything. It's all simple. Don't just deceive yourself into thinking that there's nothing here. There is always something everywhere. A person always feels something everywhere. If you desire to feel, you will experience. Yes, we can now twist self-harm, self-hypnosis, tra-la-la-la, etc., but practice is needed here. Here you need an understanding of what these processes are, how it works. Ultimately, individuals who engage in studying have the chance to uncover these aspects through their own efforts. Those who, at the first sign of difficulty, say that it is self-deception have stopped there. Aura, the second skin. This is a fact. due to the fact that all distortions in your field structure reflect violations in your physical body. It is impossible, there is absolutely no alternative. It is not possible for a person's body to disintegrate, merely collapse in an unbelievably unimaginable manner, and for him to be a celestial and sacred individual. If the body is breaking down, it means that negative energy is already present in the body. Information about how the body breaks down is already present inside the aura. That is, dirty energy is already present in the dust structure, so a person is destroyed. Yes, I understand, there's a lot you can't keep track, no matter how well you see, no matter how many directions you look, situational series, own astral, mental, supermental fields, you still won't see everything because there's a lot you can't keep track. It's just unreal, too much to comprehend completely. But it's one thing when you have this opportunity, when you somehow at least check the integrity of the shells, you look, do you have any connection with some collective minds of the simplest fungi or some infections or something else? They communicate with each other. These cells also carry their own information code, which can be present in your field structure if you see it, if you know it, and know how to deal with it. This is a single conversation. Another conversation in case you neglect to pay attention to the condition of your central nervous system, your circulatory system, and your cells in general, because practicing mindful breathing truly activates the system within an individual. For those who are interested, there are courses where I talk about more complex things, how really negative informational influences occur, or on the contrary, how negative informational influences are removed. That is, what can fundamentally impact a person. There was one man who became a different man. Why? Suddenly he got angry, started twitching, something happened there, and he has psychosomatics. No, he seemed pumped. Where did he get psychosomatics from? Yes, that means unskilled. So he was not that excited if he got carried away once more. And I would like to inform you, friends, that everything relies on strength. From the power and info messages of the person who implements this valuable info and its implications for action. Now there are cars. These machines transmit information to a large number of people at once. It is possible for everything to operate right here, utilizing the internet. This means that you can communicate directly through video, through audio, through any channel with a person, generating some white noise, some background, some other picture, some other specific 25 frame or something similar, which will have a significant effect on the field structure in a quite specific manner. Having entered her, he is already constructing a Trojan horse. I believe, friends, that these matters are highly significant and should be approached with seriousness and deliberation for the sake of our own safety, for our own comprehension of the informational world in which we presently reside. In my opinion, it is much better to have an aura as a second skin than to miss what is already on the skin. Some negative transformations are happening. That is, it is much better to stop them, warn them not on the aura, but on the far edges of situational series, when they have not yet approached you actually, a week before they would have appeared. Meditate with us and everything will be fine. Thank you all.